no issue here. This whole idea. Do you believe the surge in popularity for One Nation? Do you think that's real?
Absolutely, 100%. I've got very mixed feelings about it because, I think One Nation have to do a lot better in terms of being a truly democratic party, and I don't want to insult and upset Pauline Hanson or James Ashby, but I'm afraid there are some real issues about the way that One Nation conducts itself like that. I think they're out there saying and putting forward issues that that many people who've now chosen to support them are pleased that they're doing. The way they go about it, I think, has been at times quite good in terms of getting coverage. On other occasions, quite I suppose almost destructive. I mean, take the burqa thing in the last few weeks. I think it's a real issue. I think, though, that what needed to happen is, as Matt Canavan has argued, I think very effectively on this network with Andrew Bolt in a recent interview, is that Pauline Hanson, if she was really serious about trying to get something on this issue, she should have wheeled it into the Senate as a motion and actually tried to get a debate, as opposed to doing stuff that had, perhaps many negative consequences. It is a real issue. She's put it on the table, but there are better ways to actually run the business of trying to get change. I hope that makes sense, because that's what I'm saying about the way that they go about things. But anyway, people are noticing and people are getting behind them, and that should not go unnoticed by the Liberal Party. They'll keep losing unless they deal with these things.
Absolutely, they've got to do that. I mean, yes, you do make a lot of sense. After Sky last night, after filling in for Peter, I watched a fair bit of the pink ball test at the Gabba in Brisbane. I thought the atmosphere was outstanding. I mean, watching, test match cricket at night, some people don't like it. I thought it was brilliant. Now, it's being played at the Gabba. You and I have talked about the state of the Gabba before. I haven't been there probably for 2 or 3 years now. The head of Cricket Australia has made it very clear that cricket will move to the new Victoria Park Olympic Stadium, which you're opposed to, but it seems like it's going to go to head after the 2032 Olympic Games. Would there be still support among sports fans to have the Gabba operate as it is currently? I mean, I can't see from a television point of view. It seems fine to me.
They say that it's clapped out and, at its end of life, and I say, well, they only finished sort of building it in its current form in the end of the 90s, so we should be asking for our money back from the contractors if it's no good. And I think it's preposterous to say that it's a knockdown, and I think it's a hideous waste of money. I also point out that if there's a location in the entire state of Queensland that is best served by public transport, it's the Gabba. They're just in the process of building a heavy rail station there, the new Cross River Rail Station, which takes people directly into the CBD, but right across the region. It's also got a busway station and high capacity metro. And yet they're going to decamp and go to Victoria Park, where they've got to start again to build that public transport infrastructure. That's one of the reasons I think the whole Victoria Park decision is just so colossally bad. And for a government who is equally under pressure in terms of revenues and the state's finances on the expenditure side, I just sort of shake my head and wonder, well, where's the money coming from all this stuff? Because the state's finances aren't as bad as Victoria, but they're not in good shape either. And we seem to have suddenly got limitless amounts of money when it comes to the Olympics and new stadiums, which the Premier promised he wasn't going to do, even in the early days of him being Premier, not just as an opposition leader. In the early days of being a Premier, he said there'd be no new stadium.